This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 433, What's on Your Bucket List? By Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com, and I'm Justin Malik, your very own personal narrator. This is a different kind of podcast, one where I simply read to you just like an audiobook, but mostly from blogs instead of books, but sometimes from books, and when I do read from books, I usually give one away to someone random on my mailing list, so that's just a little bonus there. Anyway, I'm back today with a post from Ramit Sethi, who I haven't read from in a while, mostly because he's featured a lot over on Optimal Finance Daily, but this one isn't all about money. Thought it'd be a good fit for this show, so let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. What's on Your Bucket List? By Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com. I don't know about you, but I never really knew what to say when people asked me what was on my bucket list. If you haven't heard the phrase before, a bucket list is a list of things you want to do before you die. Common bucket list items: go skydiving, live in Paris, compete in a triathlon, buy your parents a house, swim with dolphins. All of those sound cool, but today I want to talk about bucket list versus reality. How many of us magically wish for something to happen, but do nothing about it? This is a little politically incorrect, but I've promised to always be honest with you. Your best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So if you've lived to be 25, 30, 35, even 45 without doing your bucket list items, chances are you never will. Here, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Every so often I run a contest on my blog where I give away $1,000 or a trip to Hawaii, etc. I ask people to tell me what they do if they won, and I get thousands of comments. But what happens when people don't win? Do they figure out a way to do it anyway? Or do they just sit back, sigh, and go on with life? That would have been nice. I decided to follow up with a few people that commented on one of my $1,000 giveaway contests and didn't win. Watch and see. The bad. Here's what one reader said he would do. I would use the $1,001 to pay for a class on how to get over my shyness. Even though he didn't win, did he find a way to take the class anyway? Quote, I would still love to take an improv class if I could afford it. I bought a book by Neil Strauss that has given me advice on being more social. I still struggle with shyness and am still looking for something that can give me a permanent solution. Unquote. Sadly, no. Let's try another. I would love to take a hands-on mentoring photography workshop. Did Gabby do it? Quote, not yet, but I do plan on attending a mentoring workshop this year. One of my favorite newborn photographers is thinking about coming to my city for a workshop, which would be great since I wouldn't have to travel. Unquote. Still waiting, still delaying until something external changes. The good. Compare those responses to these ones. I would take my girlfriend to Denver. We'd check out some of the best rock climbing in the world while out there. We followed up with Dave to see if he'd done it. Quote, we did make it out to Boulder. Shortly after that post, got an offer in December, moved to Boulder, Colorado on January 1st, 2013. The company paid for moving expenses and the job itself came with a 26% raise, care of Ramit's negotiation course that I bought. I'm totally going to volunteer a bunch of information and brag to show how awesome my life has been since moving here. Became a professionally sponsored rock climber, chosen to be a member of Columbia Sportswear's social media ambassador program, free gear, all expenses paid trip to Park City, Utah, all expenses paid trip to the Kingdom of Jordan. Website, blog has taken off, which brought in more opportunities. And I bought Ramit's Earn 1K the last time he offered it. I'll be starting my own business on the side this year. Unquote. Do you see the difference? Dave didn't need to win to take action. It would have been nice, but he didn't need some outside blessing. He did it himself. Let's look at another one from IWT reader Pete. I would use $1,000 to build my side business. Pete didn't win, but 2 years later, quote, my photo business has seen tremendous growth since that post. Wow, that seems so long ago. I've expanded my client roster to nearly 30 agents spanning 4 separate real estate agencies here in Green Bay. I've since left my job in marketing to go full-time with my photography business, Green Bay Home Tours. Last year, in my first full year doing photography, full-time, I averaged 20 homes per month. This year looks even more promising. I did get business cards, I believe shortly after I made the post. They've been a big help in growing my business. I'm proud of what I've built thus far, but have a long way to go. Unquote. The takeaway. Losers wait for the world to give them permission to do something. Winners do it anyway. Do you see the difference? Life doesn't happen to you. You make it happen. Of course, it would be nice to get $1,000 free, but if you don't win, you find a way, any way. There are so many other examples. I hope I get into XYZ college because then I can really I hope XYZ likes me because then I know I hope I get this promotion because then I'll be able to. You do it anyway. You find a way. Quote, wow, Ramit, that sounds easy because you went to Stanford, but I don't have your eyebrows, your email list, etc., unquote. First of all, never whine to me. I've covered over 500 ways to get what you want over the last 10 years on my blog. More importantly, take an honest look at your past behavior. If you've been claiming you want to move to Paris or learn a new language and you haven't taken any action towards it, today is a great day to decide, number one, I really want to do this. Here's what I'm going to do to get it. And number two, I actually don't want this. Screw it. I'm crossing it off my list. Doing this is incredibly freeing. My question for you. What's on your bucket list? It could be anything, traveling to another country, starting your own business, or getting in shape. What's 3 things you've always wanted to do? And what's held you back so far? You just listened to the post titled, What's on Your Bucket List by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com. And you can answer those questions on his post, which I've linked at oldpodcast.com. But I'd also like to hear what your bucket list contains too. You can share it on this episode at oldpodcast.com or in our Facebook family. It's a Facebook group. The shortcut link there is oldpodcast.com/Facebook. Or if you want to email me and share, that works. Either way, I'd love to hear what's on your bucket list and what it'd take to make it happen. And I'll keep this ending super minimal for you. Thank you for being here and being an old friend. It really means a lot. Have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow for the Friday show. I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.